My name is Adam. This is my co-host Ronald Zilla. Of course, your favorite co-host, bringing back your Buffalo Bills football news. Getting back into the rhythm of it. Last year we had a couple of good, 8, 9 episodes
Yep.
before we got derailed towards the end. But
Yep.
we're ready. We're back at it, and we're ready to content. Hopefully, we're gonna try for all year. Gonna try to add in a whole bunch of maybe some live content and maybe even some game content if we happen to make it to Buffalo this year. We're gonna try, but we will
Maybe
see.
a guest or two. Season 2 is gonna be wild. We gotta step it up, right? So
Yes,
yes,
sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir. Gonna get better and better. Maybe some interviews. Who knows? We're gonna try.
yep.
But at the end of the day, we're just here to talk nothing but our Buffalo
That's it.
Bills. There's a lot to talk about. Last season was super, super challenging. At times we thought we were the best, and at times we thought we were pretty shitty. And
Yeah,
it was rough. It was a rough season to say the least, but especially to end it like we did. Almost the polar opposite of how we ended 2022.
yeah.
Uh, losing to the Chiefs in that crazy shootout where everybody was like, "Oh, Gabe Davis got all that," and we came off like absolutely dominating to everybody thinking we were gonna win the Super Bowl to getting absolutely torn apart by Cincinnati in
The
the
ups and
playoffs
downs,
this
and
year.
that whole weird thing at the end of the season with Damar Hamlin and the whole changing up the whole playoffs and dropping the games. It was all weird. It was weird.
Well, we could all agree that that was more than just a simple effect. Like,
Yeah,
not just that. Also, like, we forget very beginning of the season of last year, before we even started, Dawson Knox's brother dying.
yep.
And that was huge to the team. And a lot of people, obviously, close, like that were inside the team, even said that. So that just goes to show you. How much that kind of stuff can affect a team.
Yeah,
And it was really disappointing by the end of the season. You could really see that the entirety of the season really took just a toll on the team.
yeah. It was a lot, man. I mean, perseverance goes a long way, but there was a couple things that just it was a tough year for him. So I mean,
It
I think
definitely was.
I think the thing that made it harder is the expectations we all had, right? I think everybody
Yeah.
thought that was the year for sure, you know. So uh, now
No,
we're back to this year.
absolutely. Yeah, I
Recently.
know. And that's what we're about to talk about now.
Yeah.
Frig last year. Forget about it. Only if we won the Super Bowl. That's the only thing that would matter. But this year, I have much higher hopes. Honestly, I feel like this year we have one of the deepest teams we've had in a long time. And I know a lot last year. You can go back on our podcast and listen. We talked about depth being super, super important all year.
Yeah.
And it went to show you. I mean, look at our safeties. We were down to the by the time we were in the playoffs, we were down to what? Our third,
Our
fourth string?
our entire defense, like I mean, that strategy alone, like look what that did for us. It kept us alive a lot longer than we would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
And going off of that, I was reading something today about all the key additions we've added, and it was like something on BuffaloBills.com, and it was like everybody can eat a little.
Yeah.
And it goes to show you, we added like Taylor Rapp from the Rams. He's like, I think he's only like 24, 25, something like that.
Yeah.
He's not that old.
Young talent still.
So we
Yeah.
added Rapp. We added a veteran from the Rams as well, and Floyd.
Hmm.
Uh, and he's adds to the D end, and he's a stud. He's a guy who's gotten close to 10 sacks in many years of his career. So,
Yeah.
and he even said the difference is he's on a football team now that's more attacking than a drop back team like he was on the Rams. So people don't realize the effect of football too, like what kind of football you're playing. Like he's been used to being in a system where he drops back more and he's not rushing. So then
What's that gonna bring out of this guy? You know
so
what I mean? Like,
well,
yeah.
and not just that, it brings down his numbers,
Yeah.
and so that everyone thinks he's been worse because his numbers have been different, but it's really because he's been playing a non-aggressive system that doesn't blitz as much, so he has less opportunities to actually try to rush towards, and he's actually dropping into coverage more often.
Yeah, yeah. I think
So
that's like That's a crazy strategy we have going on because, like, remember last year, everybody stayed fresh because you got enough
Yeah.
people to keep rotating through. And that's unique for our team because there's not a lot of teams that do that approach in the NFL. I don't see it. Yeah.
I was listening to Von Miller on Bustin' with Boys the other day podcast, and he was saying that he thinks Gregory Rousseau and Oliver are going to have a breakout year this year.
Hmm.
Especially he was especially mentioning Rousseau, and I'm not surprised. Like
He looked good last year. Yeah. Looked
he's
good
a
last year.
stud. He's
Yeah.
going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with for years to come.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun to watch.
I,
And we predicted that too. We even said if you remember last year, I was saying how good he was.
bring
You
it
know?
back. Bring it back.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, roll the tape back.
Exactly.
Yeah, we were like,
Exactly.
yep, he's going to be a good one. I think just the fact that we have that defense to rely on, and Vaughn will be back like, I don't know. Not too much longer, right? Is he projected to start? Or is he coming back like 3-4 games?
He was saying that it is a little bit longer than he was expecting. He was expecting to be back week 1. That's like literally he was like trying for it. But I wouldn't expect him before like really week 3 or 4. I mean, I would be surprised. I think he finally remember last year we were like, this man is stubborn as fuck.
Yeah.
He won't stop being like, oh, I'm gonna get back tomorrow.
Like I believe he really wanted to come back, and they were like, don't come back. Take a break.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically they said he's gonna be ready for like early weeks, most likely. But he even said it in that podcast. He was like, yeah, I've also come to realize I am 34 years old and I don't need to necessarily rush back. He's like, it's different when I was 23. I was on a team where like I didn't necessarily trust my backups. He's like, I can honestly wholeheartedly say that I trust my backups on Buffalo.
Yeah.
And it goes to show you how strong of a team we have, that like we have multiple guys at multiple positions. I mean, look at tight end now with the add of what's his name?
Wait. Before we jump to offense, let's wrap up defense.
No, but I'm just saying, like the adding of like all these guys, we have multiple guys now at every position, and it just helps with having extreme depth to be able to always have a chance, even when your guy's down, or like end game when let's put in this guy. Now let's rotate in this guy, and you have similar effects, and you don't have much of a fall off or any at all.
Like I said, fresh off the bench. I just want to touch on while we're talking about defense, the whole Leslie Frazier thing. I think everyone was kind of shocked by that, but like maybe Von Miller is going to step up. I mean, he was last year, even after he was not able to play, he still was in the locker room or still giving people advice. He's still a factor, I think, as much as he could be, right? So
I mean, the whole Leslie Frazier thing's definally weird.
It's weird.
It was weird.
All I can think of is he's got a family emergency or some kind of health thing, or something's going on probably.
Or McDermott wanted like a true chance to prove himself.
But I mean, I don't think he would sit for that, do you? I mean, he must have something he has to say.
I don't know. I don't even know if he's sitting. Like realistically, he may not come back. Is the way I feel.
I feel like he would have went to another team if it wasn't like something that he.
Well, like he might like be retired. I think.
Oh, you think
like
so?
Be done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel. I don't know.
But why would you retire right now? You're so close, and he's like a dominant defensive coordinator.
But he's also been passed over so often over the recent years too, and I think a lot of people do look at him as like a product of the system. Like he gets put in the right systems, so then he looks good because he's in the right systems.
I mean,
but once he's going to go to his own and be on his own, a lot of people don't know if that's going to translate.
Like he might be defensive coordinator for his whole career, and that's it.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are like, yeah, he's good because he's in the right systems when he's the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But when you put him on his own, it changes the ball game.
I think we're at the top. I feel like if he didn't want to continue, he probably would have pursued a team. Another team would take that guy. I mean, like look at last year's performance for the team that he led. So.
Right.
I mean, I think he would try to get out of it. It might be more than that. We'll find out eventually, I'm sure. Or he'll come back or he won't. We'll find out. But either way, I'm saying like we still got a solid defense, but we could probably talk about some of the offense too, like you're starting to talk about the tight end.
Right.
Are you talking about the rookie that we got? Or no?
Kincaid.
Yep.
He's so good. He's going to be a beast too. I think adding him was huge too. It was big to add a receiver, and especially I think a lot of people look how dominant Casey's been. by having a dominant receiver at tight end. And not, and I mean, he's good at blocking too, but he's not definitely not a dominant blocker, but he's definitely really, really good at running routes and getting open and, extending plays. And if we could find something similar, that might be the missing piece, something to finally compare to the Chiefs that we've been missing. So
Well, I like the rumblings too that we might be entertaining and running the two tight ends. That'd
a
be
lot.
amazing.
I heard that's going to be a lot.
That'd be great
They're saying,
because we got one guy. We can have one for
protect Josh
yeah,
too.
extra blocker, and then you have you
Yeah.
still have the guy out there, or you can run two out straight if Josh is gonna let go of it quick. There's a lot of options. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. I agree. It's definitely going to help a lot more. I think it's going to open up this field a lot more. It's definitely going to, open up even the run game, I think, more.
Yeah.
I think I know we say it every year, like we hope for a running back to break out, but James Cook is special.
Let's talk about the
He's
running game though,
special.
because he is special. I feel like he's got potential to grow into something big if they just give him like fair share of it.
The chances.
Yeah, but I mean, we also have the Latavius Murray pickup and the Damian Harris, which were
Yeah.
both shocking.
Damian Harris is going to be a huge pickup in the receiving game, along with James Cook. But James Cook, I think, is definitely by far the far and away one.
Yeah.
I think after he's cemented himself as that, and I think he'll very quickly show in the early games that he's the one. Even if he's, let's say, only get 10, 12 touches, I bet we'll see 60, 70 yards out of him in 10, 12 touches. And that's good. If you're only getting 10 touches, putting up 60, 70 yards, because think about it, if he was getting his normal 20 touches, you'd be getting
He had a pretty big. He had
150
some big
yards.
games last year too, and I think adding those two guys also kind of like that's my biggest gripe is that we weren't ever going after running backs. So at least we have, additional talent to throw in there. Like I mean, Damian Harris has been kind of like proven, and then Latavius Murray is just one of those like old backs like we had before, kind of like a go
Right.
someone. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna.
I am interested to see though. The NFL's got this weird thing right now with running backs, and I just don't know like how it's all gonna play out. And I'm like, is it gonna be to the point where like they or work out the running game? Like it's kind of weird. Like right now with the underpaying of running backs and all that, like are they going to work out the running game, you think? Like because running or are they just not, I don't know, or are they just going to keep doing that use and abuse? But how long is that going to last,
I mean, I think it comes down to like how well rounded your team is, right? Because you really shouldn't be just relying on ground and pound the entire time. But some teams do. But I'm saying like that's almost like the old fashioned way. You know what I mean? Like you got to have some kind of
Right.
attack and some kind of dynamics with quarterback to receivers. Or
Right.
even quarterback to running back, and not use them for just going down the middle because yeah, you're shortening the life of that person. And some of these people, like I mean, Derrick Henry's trapped, kind of getting high carries and abuse. And
Yeah, but at least he's gotten paid.
he's a big
You know?
but he's a big dude. But his career is gonna be shortened if he continues that. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I mean, the realistic thing is a running back's not going to last much longer past 30.
Yeah.
And if you get them at 25, you play them till 28, 29. What are you supposed to do? Pay them a three-year contract that when they're only really going to be they're already on the end of their at the end of their lifespan, basically.
They almost
You know
should be
what I
paid,
mean?
They should almost be paid more their first 5-6 years when they're showing like
That's
promise.
the thing. They
Yeah.
almost need to just be paid
Like
off
bump
the
it
bat.
up. Yeah, but pay them a lot
Or
more for the
like-
first 5 years, then start
Right.
trickling down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Or be able to like maybe negotiate sooner.
Yeah.
So instead of having to wait, let's say, I don't know what it is right now, what they have to negotiate, but let's say you sign a 4-year rookie contract. Let's say for running backs, they can opt out after 2.
2. Yeah, I was saying
You
2
know,
years.
so
Yeah.
that they can, or they can like try to get a new contract after 2. So they have earlier on they can get paid.
Yeah.
It is bullshit that they're not getting paid.
It
is
is.
bullshit. Like
It
they're
is.
getting you. It's like it's a case of like in the world of like, for me being in the restaurant world, like it's the cooks.
Yeah.
The
It's
cooks
like one of the
are
most important positions, and they're underpaid
one of
and
the most
abusing them.
important positions, but they're generally like underpaid. They're generally not the highest, not even close to the highest paid.
Getting abused.
Usually getting abused, overused, like all of it. And then they have some of the shortest lifespans because of that,
Hey, not to
And-
jump off on a side tangent, but since we're talking about it, I've met 2 cooks in my life that went to information security because their doctor was like, they had heart attacks. They're like, you got to get out of the industry, you're gonna die. Like
Yep.
it was too high stress, and they, even though they loved it, they couldn't do it anymore, like for their health.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
It's crazy.
yeah, but I mean, so like it is funny that you make the analogy because like you're talking about a position running back where they're getting broken down faster than
Right.
almost any other position in the NFL.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It is. It's wild. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens with all that and what goes down, and you know how it's all gonna work out. Like, are they gonna, are these running backs gonna maybe not try as hard? Are they, gonna
Yeah.
just start taking it easy and just make it by? Like, what's gonna happen? Are
Is
they
it going
all
to
gonna
be?
come together? Like, or are
It,
they all just gonna keep suffering?
yeah, is a
Through
running
it?
back going to be less utilized because just they don't
That's
get
what.
paid as much?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Are they, or will the NFL try to work like out essentially not the running game altogether, but like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's already kind of started with the how the quarterback games changed.
Yeah,
It's not anymore where you have to have the quarterback is just dropping back, staying in the pocket, and that's throwing. Like,
yeah,
we can say now that you are almost better off with a quarterback that can roll out and make crazy plays,
yeah,
and it's not only for the entertainment side of it, but also for the skill side of it. Like, it's better. I mean, it took a long time, like 5 years ago, even everybody still had that argument of you're not going to win a Super Bowl without a pocket passer,
yeah.
and now Mahomes has done it multiple times. And you got guys who like Jalen Hurts goes to the Super Bowl. You got Burrow who can run. You got Josh Allen who can run.
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson. Yeah,
Jackson.
yeah,
The list goes on and on and on. Now you go to almost every quarterback in the NFL, and the majority of them have some kind of running skills. It's
that
not like it used to be with like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning
no.
and like the best of the best, Drew Brees, like all of these guys, Philip Rivers. Those guys couldn't run to save
They
themselves,
they had
like,
their talent was like the quick release, but like now you're talking
and the
like that.
precision
Yeah,
throwing.
but that's a whole new dynamic when you have to account for the quarterback to take off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like Josh Allen, what he does. You know what I mean? It's not. It's like, okay, this dude can also throw, but like whereas I think even better than Lamar Jackson, but he also takes
way
off. So like
better.
you can't sit there and be like, well, we'll just drop back. He'll just go take 10 yards off you. You know what I mean? Like just like
Right,
that.
right.
Yeah. So
Speaking of Josh too, at the beginning of camp, he said this is the like most focused he's like ever felt on football in his life. So that's exciting to hear because
yeah.
when a guy feels like that going into the beginning, it just feels like good things are going to come of it. If you're just a super, super, super focused, if you put your mind to things, good things can come to it. So
He's getting to the point where he's at the point of you got to build your legacy. Like you're getting to your peak. You know what I mean, of your career. So I
right,
feel like
right,
he's gotta be focused and centered because that's the most he's gonna get, really. So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
these next 4 or 5
So
years are gonna be huge. So
I'm calling top. If he doesn't win MVP, I'm calling at least top three this year in voting.
oh yeah, I mean he's
Last year, I don't even think he was like top 10 because he led the league in
he was
interceptions.
until stuff started falling apart. But yeah,
Yeah, the high interceptions. I definitely think he even said like yeah, because I've been listening. The Bills were recently on all those podcasts that I listened to, like Pardon My Take and all
mm-hmm.
them. And Josh even said like they're like, do you ever like think you're gonna have to change when you get like all crazy and you've been all over the place? You run all over the place, you get tackled hard, all that stuff. And he kind of like hinted towards that, like he knows that that's not going to be a forever type thing, and it's kind of already got to that point where he can't keep risking his body too crazily.
Yeah,
And he's got to make better plays. He's got to know when to throw it away. He's got to know when to like
people.
call a play and not try to do that crazy Josh Allen stuff that he does sometimes,
I
and
mean,
then fumbles it for 45 yards.
yeah,
Like
there's a lot of those games last year where he was like you could see it's desperation mode, like he's doing whatever it takes, and like it's not good to put a quarterback in that situation. You know what I mean? Like where you're not completing passes, your running backs are getting stuffed, and then he starts doing crazy stuff like jumping people, you know, and
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, putting yourself at high risk. You know, it's not even just a matter of like taking a hit. It's like putting yourself out there. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, so we'll see, but I think it's going to be a great season. Going out into that, let's talk this the calendar a little bit and
yeah.
show that. Let's talk the schedule.
Let's pull that up and take a look.
Let's do a
See.
little. Let's do a little. Let's see what we can. Let's just go through. We'll go through the week 1 through 18, and we're gonna just give you guys a quick, what we think, and then what we think our their record will be. Yeah, based off, we'll give Zilla's record, and then we'll give then I'll give my record, and we'll just give a little prediction of what we think, so we can look back on this and see how close we were at the end of the season.
Yeah, yeah, it's always fun. Uh,
Yeah,
so let's kick off week 1. So I'm very excited that we meet the
Monday
Jets,
night, baby.
and we meet the Jets right head on. You know what this reminds me of is last year we hit the Rams after they won the Super Bowl
Yeah.
and we
Yep.
dominated. So I'm like,
Dominated.
let's get this Jets business out of the way, okay? Let's just start right
Show
off.
them, show them what's up right away.
Right at Jets too. Let's do it. Yeah.
1-0.
Yep. So I'm gonna call out Bills win on that too. I think regardless if the Jets can sort it out, I think that Aaron Rodgers going there is a new system, new situation, new everything. Dude's not gonna be settled in even
Well,
if he's
they're not better than us.
no, they're
They're
not.
not.
They're not. But I'm saying like even if you get on the Rodgers hype, the dude is not gonna. He's not gonna be settled in by week 1. So
Oh,
that's a win.
it's going to take some time, and we've got a
Yeah.
team we're already a top 5 team. We're ready to go. We've got guys coming back. Like
The
easy-
majority,
I think
the
that's-
bulk of the team is there still. So like,
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I know the excitement behind it, like all that stuff, but like I don't know. Like I'd be more afraid of this game week 8.
Yeah, I'm glad
Then
we're
week
I'm glad
one.
we're facing them at Jets week 1.
Yeah, because then
later,
when we face them again, it's going to be at home, and we'll be set for that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So,
that's huge. All right.
but yeah, so 1-0 going into week 2, Sunday 1 p.m. home at the Raiders. I think that's another easy dub. Raiders. I think Raiders will be better this year with Jimmy G. I know people may think that's crazy, but I think he's a game manager. Derek Carr sucked, so
I wonder how he'll mesh with Devontae.
with Devontae.
Yeah, I'm
Could
curious.
be good, dude. Devontae's just a stud.
I mean, Jimmy G worked with what he had in San Francisco, and now he's got like one of the best receivers. So
right, right. He's
so,
never had a receiver of this caliber. So
yeah. So I'll still say Bills though. I think we're gonna handle
I
it.
think 2-0. Yeah, easy 2-0, easy.
Commanders, I think they're in
Week
trouble.
3,
So that should be a
1 p.m.
That should be a win.
I think at Commanders. I mean, I think Commanders are a weird team. They don't have very good quarterback. They have a great defense.
We also
but I
don't
think
play them much, so that's one of those weird
we don't
games.
play them much. It's going to be
Yeah.
a weird game, but I think we'll still beat them. I just
agree.
don't think it's going to be like a necessarily a blowout like some people might think. We might. It depends. It really depends on how the Washington's offense plays, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, as long as the Jets game goes as it should, that's a 3-0 start.
Who's quarterbacking now at Commanders? Do you recall?
I think it's Kyle Allen again or somebody like that right now. Or maybe it's Heineke still. I can't remember.
I think it's Heineke. Yeah.
It's something like that because they have weird quarterback situations right now.
I'm gonna say win on that though. I don't think they have enough to
Yeah.
hold us off. And if we come off 2 wins, we're just gonna be a momentum right there. So.
Right. And then week
4
4 going into the Dolphins
at home.
Obviously, I think that if it was away, it'd be hard. But I'm glad we're once again playing a home game early in the season.
Yeah.
I'd rather be playing home early, getting ready, fine tuning for those later hard games.
This is one of those where I could say it could go either way. I think we're gonna pull it off at home, and I also feel like we really need to take that at home.
Washington's quarterback is Sam Howell now.
Oh wow.
They picked him round 5.
Okay.
What? And then Jacoby Brissett, number 2. So that's going to be a shit team.
Yeah, they're shit.
Sam Howell's garbage. So.
Okay, so we're not worried about Commanders, but Dolphins could be a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say we need to win this. We need to win it. I think
we
we'll
need
pull
to
it
win.
Off. I think we'll pull it off
Must-win
at
game.
home. Yeah, I think we'll pull it off at home.
They did upset us like week 3 or 4 of last year, I believe. That sucked.
But
But I think
we got to get that home game. So I say we're going to get that. Well, it might be an eke bye thing. They're probably honestly the strongest division rival we have going right now this season. I think.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I don't care what anybody says. I think that's definitely the truth.
Yeah.
Definitely weird. This year we're starting our first 4 of 5 at home.
But
Last year we started our first 5 of 6 away.
and maybe that'll be good. I mean, it's great that
Yeah,
they're giving us that. So that's cool. Yeah, we got, and then let's move to the next game, Week 5, Jaguars at Bills. What do you think of that?
home again,
What?
9:30 and 9:30 a.m. in London.
Oh, that's the London game.
Um,
Yeah.
I think that's another. It's gonna be a weird game. I'm gonna have to wake up real early to watch it, which will be great because that means football all day, baby.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that will be great. I think 9:30 win. That's gonna be a W.
um,
That's gonna be a
I
W.
think that could also potentially be a weird game.
A weird game,
But I think we're gonna pull it off too.
dude.
Jaguars
That's a
keep
stretch.
getting more momentum every year, so it's someone you have to worry about because they do upset a lot of teams. But I still think we pull it off. I still
So
think.
and then we go right into home against Sunday night football against the Jet or New York or the Giants.
Yep.
So that stretch, dude. Damn, that's a stretch.
Yeah, that's good though.
Miami, Jacksonville, Giants.
Yep.
It's not. I'm not. It's not the most challenging, but they're all playoff teams last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that'll be a battle. I think being at home for all three of them are crucial.
That helps.
And I know call us crazy, but that could be an easy 6-0 start.
I think so. I agree.
Because I mean, yeah, we could lose to Miami, we could lose to Jacksonville. I agree with everybody, but realistically, we're at home early in the season.
Hmm.
The odds are in our favor for sure.
If we're
For
5-0,
sure.
we're about to go 6-0 there, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think 6-0 Sunday night football. That could be a weird game too, because it's Sunday night. It's new. It's going to be in Buffalo. It's not that far from Jersey, so you're going to have a lot of
A
both
lot.
of each other's fans.
Yeah.
A or a Sunday night football game always is amped up, and weird shit happens all the time in those games. You know it.
Yep.
I mean, it just crazy shit always happens in those primetime games because people want to show off in primetime.
Yep. They do their best.
Yep.
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 So I still say win. So
So yeah, I still say a win, but those 3 games are going to be. I think those 3 are going to be actually some of the most crucial, one of the most crucial parts of our schedule.
I think
Because
Dolphins Jaguars are going to be the most important for in the beginning to come off like.
of those first 6 games, though, that little 3-game stretch is going to be crucial.
I mean, you can come off 6-0, and we're going into the Patriots at home with 6-0.
Because let's say we come off 3-0, lose to the Dolphins, lose to Jacksonville. Oh, you're on a stretch because right there you could catch that little that they're not easy teams to just roll over. So,
No.
but if we catch fire like I think we will, that just sets us up to go straight into New England and just wreck shit.
Yeah, take that. I'm not worried about
That's
New England this year. I'm
right
not.
over to roll right over home against Tampa Bay Monday or Thursday night football.
Yep.
Get
Back home.
them out of here. That team sucks this year. They're going to be an 7-6 win team.
They're
garbage.
in rebuild mode, so we're
Right
good.
into. Unfortunately, I probably think our first loss,
Me too. I was gonna say that.
and
Yeah.
it's at Sunday night football. It's going to be a good game. I do think, and I only say this because I after last year. And I know all these Bills fans would probably say, "Oh, why, as a Bills fan, you just want to go in and crush them?" Yeah, but I'm being realistic here.
It's at home.
They're
It's at
they're
Cincinnati. Yeah,
we
so.
may be a better team, but they're a better team. They filled a lot of needs. They got offensive line help. They signed Orlando Brown from the Chiefs, like one of the best offensive linemen there was to sign. Like they've got a better defense now. They drafted a bunch.
They needed the offensive line too because Joey B's running
And
around.
like you said, we're in Cincy.
In Cincy, I think it's a loss.
In prime
Yeah.
time. If we are, let's say 6-0, 7-0 by then, or 8-0, it would be 8-0 by then. They would be amped up to come in and beat us, So
and I would take that. I would take that loss. It's fine. Like that's a fine one to take. Yeah.
going into Monday night against the Denver Broncos.
We got a lot of
home.
Monday, Sunday, Thursday again, which is great.
Yeah, great.
Great.
That's like right in a row. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 6 primetime games.
Yeah, that's great.
That's crazy, crazy. I think it's another win. I think we go to 9-1 on the season, probably leading the NFL at that point, or I think tied with KC around that point. KC Bengals, you
A
know.
few teams in the NFL. I don't know who else will do it
Yeah.
again. Probably a few.
Probably
Down
Philly,
to
probably
three, maybe. Yeah, Philly,
Philly.
give me, yeah.
And going down to so that makes us 9-1. Denver. Going back to home against New York Giant or Jets
This one, I
or the
think
New Jersey Jets.
this one's New Jersey Jets. This one's going to be a lot more difficult, I think, than our first meetup. So I'm glad it's at home. Maybe
Yeah,
being home, I think, will push us to beat them a second time. But two times is tough. And
yeah,
Roger should have things worked out by then. So if he's not
you're
injured,
right.
so I'm gonna say this could be a potential loss, but I'm gonna
I
say we're
think
gonna win. I think we pull it out.
Yeah, I think it's a win because we're at home. I know it's hard to beat teams twice in a season, but
Yeah.
and I know everyone thinks we're going to lose the Jets.
Well,
Our only chance our
they think
only
they're the
chance to
number
lose them
one
is week
rival.
1.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
think it's the number one rival, and I'm like, I don't see
Honestly,
it.
our only other loss of the season could be week 1
Yeah.
at this point for me.
I
Up to
don't.
this
I
week
just don't think
11,
so. It's putting new people together. Like
I agree. I'm
a
just saying that
quarterback
I
at a
feel like
new
that's the
team,
only one
but a
that
quarterback
might
at a new
slip up.
team that's like the first game, first real primetime game. Like that's trouble. Like
I feel like if Jets think they have a chance against us, it's week 1. They're not beating us week 11 when we're primed up halfway through the season. Everybody's clicking on all cylinders. There's not a fucking chance they're beating us
I
then.
guess I might. I almost want to disagree, and I'm gonna go with a loss there, just
You think
because
so?
I don't think so, but I think it's more possible because the second time you meet a team, even at home, they might have stuff figured out by then. So we'll see. We'll see.
True, but I don't know. I feel like being at home, it just makes it again. We can't lose to
Well,
them.
it's cool having a difference of opinion on that one though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
for
like
sure.
yeah.
And after the last season too, we got whooped on it. And remember, we didn't get whooped on, but they beat us pretty good
Oh that yeah. That was like a
in
rough
their
game.
home too.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But going into that, going away against 425 game at Philadelphia.
Wait. So what are we at right now then?
That's week 12.
Week 12. The
So
Eagles are so.
yep, I'm at 10-1. You're at 9-2,
All right, yeah,
and
I'm tracking that. Yeah, okay.
Philly, Philly. I think that's a loss
You think so?
at Philly. Yeah, I think it's a hard game in a hostile environment.
Yeah, being in
And
Philly's tough.
we don't play them very often. And for some reason, I don't know, over the years we've just struggled with Philly. I'm pretty sure the last time we lost to Philly was like 3 years ago, 3 4 years ago. It was a Josh Allen. They were having a good year, and they just came in and absolutely dominated us. And it was like with a pretty. I don't even think they had a good quarterback at the time.
It's interesting. I think it'll be a really hard fought game. I am almost gonna go against you and say that we take that game. I think that we haven't
10 and
played that
2.
we haven't played the modern Eagles. The Eagles had an easy year last year. I think we'll
I
be
am
some serious
interested.
competition for them. You know.
I am interested to see. The Eagles team is significantly different
Yeah.
this year than
Yeah.
it was last year. So I'm going to say a loss for now,
Okay.
but to be honest with you, like I might look back at this and be like, yeah, like Philly was shit this year because they were a different team.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they're the same team. They don't have Miles Sanders. I know they got DeAndre Swift, but different people.
Yeah.
You
Different
know,
people.
different people on the offensive line, different people in defense. They lost a whole bunch of people to free agency.
Yeah.
So like you just never know, like you said, how a team's going to come back together when you got different players and all of that. Like, yeah, I know it's week 12 by then, but it doesn't mean that the players are going to be working well together. It might not have worked,
And our
just like for
team's
the
at
Jets.
our team, the core is there, and we're at like peak.
We already know
We're
it
at peak.
works.
We're at peak. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
like
already know it works.
I say it's a Bills win, but we'll see. So I'm
Yeah.
at 10-2 then.
10-2, 10-2,
Yeah.
bye week. Much needed. And
Yeah.
kind of a late, nice bye week this
But
year.
right before the Chiefs too, which is great. Great.
Yeah, honestly, coming out into away at the Chiefs, I'm gonna call win again,
You are at
just
at, at Kansas City too.
just like last
Yeah,
year.
you think he's gonna do it again?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a tough win. This is one of those that it's really tough for
It's
me.
hard.
The fact if it was home, I'd go more on. I think I'm gonna say it's our third loss.
Let me check. I'm gonna check. That was home last or away last year.
I think it was, but I mean, like doing
Yeah,
it
it
2 years in a
was.
row is
24-20 we won last year.
barely. So I'm gonna go with a loss there. I don't want to say it, but they're a dicey team, and they're a team that like the home field advantage makes a big difference usually for them. With the
Right,
noise and
right.
all that. So I'll call it as our. I'm trying to be as honest as possible because people isn't that our biggest people's
We
critique to
actually
us?
did have a wild season last year, though.
It
We went
was.
we won our first two, lost one to Miami by 2 points. Won our next four, lost two consecutive by 3 points each to Jets and Minnesota.
Yeah,
Then won seven consecutive.
yeah,
And then two in the playoffs. No, that was it. No, and then we. Oh wait, that was opposite. Sorry. No, yeah, that was it. Yeah, and then we went in and beat Miami. Which that was, and that's another thing people are talking about too. Oh, going into this season, you guys only beat Miami 34-31, and they had that Thompson guy.
yeah,
And it's like, okay, we were also up 17-0 at one point.
yeah,
We could have closed that game out, and we just didn't. We had a fumble return. We had like all this stuff that happened that we could have closed out the game when we just didn't.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, no,
So
it was some weird games last year with that. But I feel like everyone grew from that. But I guess getting back to, I was gonna say I feel like the biggest problem people have with us as Bills fans is that we're not honest. So like I'll take this as a loss.
yeah, I think I'm gonna take it as a win this year still.
And
Even away. I
what's
think it's gonna be the closest game of the year. It's gonna be the end of the year, right before Christmas. And it's just going to be it's going to be a battle. But even if we lose, I don't see us losing by a lot. I think it would be under a touchdown.
Oh yeah, no,
Or a
it might be even
touchdown,
a field goal.
10
It'll be
points,
very minimal. Yeah.
3 to 10 points. It's not going to be anything crazy, even if we did happen to lose. It's going to be a matter of a play going our way or not. But yeah, I think that's a win for us. You think it's a loss? I think that goes. So that I go to 11-2. You go to 10-3.
Yep.
Going into home against Dallas. Dallas fucking sucks.
I'm very excited this game, and I'm excited for it. And I don't know if it's
We
just
should go
because
to it.
I was just gonna say this. We should go to this game, but I don't know if I'm excited because it's just I live in Texas and I can't stand the whole like this is our year every single year for the Cowboys.
Then you can just watch them
Yeah.
get beat.
And then they're just gonna get beat. They're gonna beat, but I think it's gonna be a fun game because I don't think they're gonna lay down, but they're gonna get beat in December in Buffalo
Yeah.
hard. So
Yeah.
I think it's a fun game. I think the Bills take it.
Yeah.
I really want to go to this one bad, so we should set that up. Yeah.
I would love to. December 17th, we should do a little pre-Christmas, maybe.
Maybe we can stream before it, and then we can do like
Yeah.
some live footage from the game. It'd be pretty fun. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a win easy too.
Yep.
So I'm going to 12-2. You're going to
11-3.
11-3.
Yeah.
2 days before Christmas, a little Christmas football on a Saturday night, 8 p.m. against the Chargers. At the Chargers.
Interesting game. This could be,
Interesting game.
yeah, it could be difficult. I think it'll be a very fun game to watch at the least. I think if everyone's healthy in the Chargers, they're gonna give us a pretty good run for the money.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
could be a loss for us because we don't play them a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
I'm
which
trying
day
to
is this on? Saturday.
It's a Saturday night at 8 p.m. on Peacock. How about that, Peacock?
Kind of a primetime game,
Weird.
then? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a primetime game, kind of, in a sense,
Yeah.
because it's a late night Saturday night football game.
I say we pull it off.
I think we pull it off,
Yeah.
too. It's going to be a battle. I think it's like something like 31-24, kind of, or 31-27.
It'll be
like
a higher
maybe,
scoring game.
Maybe
like,
a score with a couple minutes to go, kind of thing.
Herbert's no joke. They got talent on that team. So.
But they also blew a 31-0 lead in the playoffs last year to a shitty Jacksonville team.
Yeah. I mean, but we had some questionable games.
Year's a new year, so you just never know.
Yeah.
Back to home. One game before the end, week 17. against the New England Patriots.
I don't even want to talk about. We win this. That's
Easy.
Get it out. Get it out there.
Into our final game, at Miami. Undecided yet because it could probably be a flex game, which meaning we could be pushed into like a Sunday night or Monday night, or mainly if it's on a Sunday, it'll probably be either a Sunday afternoon like 4:25 or a Sunday night game. It'll get pushed into. They like to do that a lot of times when they want to like prioritize that game.
Yeah.
So it says that's why it says TBD. So I don't know. Honestly, these end of season ones are weird. If I'm tracking it right, and let's say my thing is correct, and they are what 14-2 by this point, or yeah, right, 15-2.
Yeah.
14-2 going into this. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
No.
16-2. Or no, 14-2. Yeah, 14-2. 16 games. Yeah, 14-2 with a bye week 17. Yeah, so 14-2. Realistically, we may not even be caring about this game.
Yeah, they might pull people if we're already got it locked up.
If not pull people, but like only play people for the first half. It just may not be an important game to us. Like it may not be like we need to win this anyway.
Unless if it's a home field advantage type situation, they're probably gonna pull people.
Going off of my schedule, I say it's a loss.
I think so too.
And that's just because I don't think we'll be caring about it and trying as hard for it.
Yeah, and it won't. It won't matter.
It won't matter.
Honest. Yeah,
it won't matter.
Yeah.
Even if that's a loss for you, that's like 4 losses the whole season. If that's a loss for me, it's like 3 losses on the whole season.
Yeah, so I have 12-4. That's a respectable
12-4, and mine's 13-3.
Yeah.
Right. 13
yep.
and no, 14-3. 14-3.
Oh, 14-3.
Yours is 13-4. Yeah.
13-4. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. 13-4 and 14-3. Honestly, like
either way, that's a good season.
Yeah.
Great season.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but with that being said, I think it's going to be a really good season this year. I think we're going to be up one of the best teams all year long consistently. And Josh Allen's going to be one of the best. Stephon Diggs. Well, we're going to see a much improved top 15 rushing attack. Minus the quarterback, I'm saying too. I know we're probably top 15 even because Josh Allen gets 800 yards a year, but minus Joshy's numbers, we're gonna be a good running team this year, and I think that is gonna make a significant difference when it comes down to it. And I'm very excited to see what comes of this season for sure.
Yeah, I'm happy. The running game was something that we were missing in the past couple of years. The Singletary, Moss, roulette was not good. Singletary came through at times. Sometimes he didn't. So it wasn't.
I finally feel promise for the first time since Josh Allen's whole career.
Do you remember though that was always a problem, and Josh had to run because we don't have a reliable running back. And I feel like James.
You could probably watch our first episode ever, and it's probably talking about how our team is so sad because we were so excited last year.
But the running game, we said.
Yeah. This year, I'm actually like excited for the running game.
We both called Cook, and I still stand by that. We'll see it this year. We'll see it.
The minute we drafted it, I said he's going to be a stud. You just wait.
Yep.
So, but I'm excited. But yeah, I think that's a good pod.
Football.
Time to call it, baby. But football is back. We'll definitely be around. We're getting the socials going again. Keep us in mind, share us, subscribe, do all that good stuff for us so that we can get our name out there a little bit. And who knows, maybe Buffalo will have us out for a game one of these times. That would be a dream, huh?
That'd be great.
Maybe standing on the sidelines with Mickey D and high-fiving Josh Yale as he throws rating comes off throwing a touchdown.
They'll be like
dreams do come true.
They'll be like, you guys want a box? We're like, no, we want to be on the field in the snow.
No, the field. Yeah, a box on the field, son.
Cardboard box.
I don't care as long as it's on the field. But yeah, follow us, Red, White, and Buffalo, across all platforms. Obviously, you'll see all of our other old videos and a new one that we hope to have out, I think, Saturday before the preseason game, hopefully.
Yeah, we're going to try to work on that.
if not at least out this weekend, as we go into the new season.
Look for some TikTok. We'll try to get
Yeah,
some of that
definitely look
going.
for TikTok, Instagram. Definitely YouTube's gonna be our main thing to use. I feel like that's the easiest way for us to get our name out there
Yeah.
and everybody to follow. So
But this other
definitely
stuff will be
follow
like
that.
little fun things we're
Yeah,
adding, what's going on. Like
yeah.
especially if we end up at a game together, that'd be
Just
great. So
normal life things too. We'll put on there, having some fun with Buffalo Bills.
yeah.
But I hope everyone enjoyed us. We'll be back next week, most likely after the week one preseason. If it's probably not going to be as consistent right this second, but definitely more definitely 100% every week during the season.
Yeah, we
So
just want to get a preseason kickoff going, the projections and all that for fun.
yeah,
So yeah, we'll
yeah,
yeah.
and then we'll be back at it soon. So
And then
thanks for listening.
there's only one more thing to say, right?
Are you ready for the Buffalo Bills?
Let's go,
Let's go
Buffalo!
Buffalo!